I guess for you too. Like, it's not like your last name like Smoove. Like, it's not like y'all.
My dad's stage name. People don't even know his name is Brooks, Jerry. They be like, your last name is Smoove? I'm like, no.
What?
Please. Are y'all serious? I'll be so confused why they think that. I'm like, huh? You
Ask
think
if
my
your
last name
last
is
name is
Smoove?
Smoove.
No, they be like, Jerrica Smoove? Huh? Really put your brain cells together. You know that ain't right.
I'm about to save your number in my phone as Jerrica Smoove. That's so funny.
Please.
Because you can't
With the
be.
VE too, not even spelled like TH with the VE at the end. Really?
You think my black behind's last name is Smoove? Like, okay.
Use your brain cells, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm giving y'all Marty today. Does anyone remember Madagascar? There's a line in Madagascar that rocked my world when I was 8 years old. They were like, Marty the zebra, Chris Rock. He was like, I'm a zebra, man. Am I black with white stripes or am I white with black stripes? And he really ate with that. And I remember I used to go around in school and I'd be like, you guys know that zebras are white with black stripes? Or they're black with white stripes? Whatever one is not true is what I told people that was the truth. And they were like, where'd you learn that? And I was like, I don't know. I just read it somewhere. I definitely watched it on Madagascar, and it definitely is not true. So shout out to all the 5th graders that were misled by me watching a cartoon once. Anyways, whoa, it's scary up here. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to introduce y'all to my friend this week, y'all. We have such a special treat. We have my friend Jerrica Brooks on Do I Know You this week. Okay, so we're just keeping the claim to fame train running. Last week we had Gabe, who absolutely crushed it. If you have not seen Gabe, you need to pause this, come back, pause this, go watch Gabe, fawn over him, just soak in the energy, and then come here because back-to-back hitters. Jerrica was just on season 2 Claim to Fame. She actually was a runner-up. Gabe was first, she was second. But there is so much to her, and there's a lot that she offers in this interview that's a perspective that we haven't seen yet. So I'll let you listen and figure out why. But I adore her. I think she's literally the best. So Jerrica's dad is actor, comedian, like writer, everything. JV Smoove. So you've definitely seen him on Curb Your Enthusiasm, or if we take it back a little bit, Def Comedy Jam. Like, there's so much. He was also a writer on SNL. Like, I feel like his credits are very, very long. And Jerrica's actually an entertainment, or was an entertainment as well. She still is doing stuff there. She actually has her hand, like, everywhere. So, with that, I'm rushing through the intro because I really want y'all to just meet her. So I really think y'all are going to get so much out of this. I did. I feel so energized. Maybe that's why I'm talking 10,000 miles a minute. Because I literally feel like I can go do anything after talking with her. What a testament to her. Anyways, hopefully you feel that way after too. So without further ado, meet my friend Jerrica Brooks. Period. I'm so glad to have you on. How are you doing? You look amazing. You look
Thanks,
like you're
girl.
just coming into your true era.
Oh, thank you. I'm doing good, girl. I'm trying to stay busy. I did just wake up from a nap, but thank you for thinking I look good.
I
I put
know.
that shit together real quick.
Sleepy girls also stand up. Actually, sleepy girls lay back down.
Right. Let me actually. I am a sleepy girl. You know, I just have to take, as I've gotten older, the midday nap. I've realized I really do need that. So I go to bed. Sometimes I don't even want to embarrass myself. I do go to bed like 9:30, 10 o'clock sometimes. I'll be in the bed. Right, because I'll be getting up early for the gym sometimes, like 7:30 for
It
class.
adds up.
So then I'm like, dang, it's 2 p.m. I need a nap, So don't fight the nap. That's a good advice. Don't ever fight the nap. The nap is coming for you. Just take the nap,
That's the best advice this show has ever heard.
Take the nap. Do not run for the nap.
No, that's me when I be seeing babies at restaurants. They're like, trying to stay up. I'm like, baby, you know how much I want to be you right now?
Go to sleep.
Just go to sleep.
My dog does that too.
Really?
She be trying to be active, like trying to see what's going on. I'm like, girl, go to sleep. You sleepy? You're nodding off. Go to bed.
Just go to bed. Mama got it covered. Don't even worry about it.
Send it up, going like that. Girl, go lay down.
Go lay down. I need somebody to tell me go lay down. Wait, okay. So how are you so the show has aired. It's done. How have you been engaging with social media? Do you feel like, is it weird? Like, what is that like, the process after? I feel like we always talk about like, what was it like to record, but like, what is it like after?
It's been so interesting. I think my favorite part is when people like notice me on the street and they're like, and then it's so funny because I can see them trying to figure out like, do I call her Monay?
Place
Do I call her
you.
Jerrica? So they like sit there and like staring. And like I'm from New York, so like staring too long make me uncomfortable. So
Okay.
I be forgetting. Like yeah, I'm like, what are you staring at? So then
Like,
they come
oh, it's
over
me.
like, I'm like, oh, like, oh shoot, I was on TV. Sorry. So they're like staring at me and I'm like, and then like, I'm so sorry, I'm staring. Are you Monay from Playing the Fame?
Lord,
I'm like,
not
oh my
Monay.
God. Yeah. And I go, yeah, that's me. That's me. Because I also got caught out before the show even ended. So I just had to keep playing along with the Monay. Like people would like come up to
Oh,
me like, is that you? And I'm like, yes. Like I
that's
can't live my life
so
inside when I have with
cute.
the show on. So I gotta be outside. But my favorite story, I met this like lady. Her name was Carla. I got off the airplane. I was coming back home to LA. At LAX, I was waiting on the curbside to get in the car, and this lady walks up to me again with the stairs, and I was like,
Back up.
"Yes." She's like, "Yes, ma'am." And she's like, "Hi, I have to ask you something." I was like, "Yeah, girl, what's up?" She's like, "Are you Monay from Claim to Fame?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl." She's like, "Oh my God, I just was watching you on the TV. I just finished watching you on TV." She was in town to see Beyonce. So she was like, I'm just so excited. This is like the perfect start to my trip.
Oh,
I'm gonna cry. I said, "Girl, please don't do that. Because
don't
I
do
will do
that.
that.
Don't
Because
do
I
that.
will cry. I will cry right along with you, please." I was like, "Girl, what's your name?" Her name is Carla. Shout out to Carla. I shout
Shout
her out
out
in every
Carl.
interview.
Oh
Shout out Carla. She was the sweetest black lady.
my.
And
Oh,
I absolutely loved her. I gave her the biggest hug. And we took a little selfie. And she posted it. And I looked cute. She looked cute. And she wrote a little paragraph about how grateful she was to meet me. And I was like, girl, I'm just on reality TV. I'm just a regular girl. But
wow.
apparently I touched a lot of people's hearts. It's so sweet. Like a lot of people were DMing me after the show went off. And at first, I'm telling you, I said, oh my God, the people hate me, honey. I was on Reddit like, what did I do? And then like sometimes I read Twitter and there was a couple
No,
people that were
Twitter,
like,
they are literally bullies.
I hate her. I hate her. She could get her ass at the house. I'm like, dang, well, we didn't even get to the real part of the game yet. It's like episode 4. They hated
Like, it's
me.
week 4, honey.
Oh, but then it switched around and I only got like one hate DM after and everything else. Everybody else followed me. I got a bunch of new followers and everybody's been so sweet. I post anything about me or my dad, and everybody's like in love. Like, I love you. I'm like,
I
thank
know
you.
they're
I
eating
love
it up.
you. So,
I know they're eating it up. Wait,
that's
what's
the
it
best
like
part.
reading hate comments about yourself on Reddit? Like, because I was gonna ask you about reading hate comments. I'm sure about your family, about your daddy scene. I read them about my brother,
Oh
but I feel
yeah,
like I've never read them about myself.
girl, girl. I was at first I was like, damn, that sucks. Why do you like that? But then I'm also like, they're at home sitting on the computer. I'm being watched by 2 million people. So
I know
who's the
that's
real?
right.
What? You're a hater, and that's okay. But I just took that and I was like, okay, whatever. Screw them. They're at home. Like, what are you doing? You're
And
at
I'm
home doing
here,
nothing.
and I'm
I'm on
literally here.
TV. What are you doing? Right? Sitting on your couch being a hater.
I mean, I always said, like, even with this show, like when it started getting comments, like, well, a lot of people want this show to be like more clickbaity. Like, we want to talk about the family. It's
Oh
like, that's
yeah.
not what this is for, you know? And
No.
once I started getting those comments, my friends was like, I'm gonna respond to them. I'm like, wait. That means it's more than friends and family watching, because you know how much you have to care to comment something? Oh, period. We up. We up.
Bad press or whatever is still press.
No,
Okay.
period. We know the phrase. We know
You
the
talking
phrase.
about me, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But like just talking about me, which means that's good.
I still won.
I'm in your brain,
Rent
after
free?
so much that the show went off and you commented 2 days later on the episode talking shit about me. That's okay.
Literally.
God bless you. God
I
bless.
love, right. God bless your heart. To move on.
It is okay.
That's amazing. Well, I'm glad you're feeling all the love, because you deserve. I think you are just so genuine. I can already feel it through the screen. And like,
Yeah.
I have so many questions for you. So I guess
Sure.
first of all, so I just want to talk about kind of like identity as a whole, but kind of start off as it relates to claim to fame. So claim to fame is all about like hiding who you are, right? But was that your first moment kind of like, obviously you didn't hide who your dad was in your life, but was that your first moment kind of like stepping into it and being like, oh, this is that connection? Like, So in a way, you're like coming out with it, but also you're hiding from it. Was that a weird like duality?
It was very weird. I mean, even
Mm.
growing up though, like I was like super humble growing up. Like I wouldn't tell anybody, people would find out.
Right.
And I would just try to hide it because I didn't want people to act different or like be like, oh, let me get a
Yeah.
dollar. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, no. What the
Can
hell?
I get a dollar? Like,
All right, can I get a dollar? Damn. So like I just didn't so when I got reached out for the show, I was like, dang, I might be actually really good at this because I've been hiding not like like not in a
no,
bad
but
way hiding it,
yes.
but just like keeping my life private
Yep.
regardless. Like
Yep.
I sometimes would flash my dad on Instagram. And it would plenty of people be like, dang, that's your dad. Like people didn't know because I would hide it for a very long time. I went to high school with people who just watched the show and just realized.
Are you serious?
Yes. You know how long ago I was in high school? I ain't even gonna try to embarrass myself. I ain't even gonna bring it up. It's a long
No
time.
math. No math.
It's a minute. People I went to high school with commented and said, I
Wow.
cannot believe I was in high school with you and had no idea. From me posting about the show.
That is so funny. You had that under wraps.
But because I just wanted to be regular. I just wanted to be a regular kid,
Yes.
growing up. I didn't really want to, I don't want people to focus on that. So it was hard on the show. Because also I'm really proud of where my dad has,
Right.
like where he's been and how he's gotten there and his journey and stuff. So like hiding that, but then like, I'm also the worst liar. So like, you could watch the show back. They knew I was lying every time. God, I learned that God did not put me on this earth to be a liar.
A lie, okay?
That means that's a good thing though. Like, I'm not
Like, I'm
good at
telling
that.
the truth.
I'm a truth teller. Okay. And it got me fired. I know Gabriel likes to say, like, oh, but I won. I'm like, but look how far I made it telling the truth though. Like, and the only time I lie was really about somebody else. When it came to me, I'm like, I don't know. Like, maybe.
Y'all got it. Shoot. That's amazing. Yeah, I can see that being like a hard thing because I feel like growing up, especially because I've talked about this on the show, but like my school was
Mhm.
so basketball obsessed. It was really interesting. Like they were
Oh,
really like
yeah.
clinging on to that. And that was at the height of like the Warriors dynasty, all the things. And so
Mhm.
also I'm very blessed because we have a different last name. So I can get away with a lot of stuff, right?
Oh,
And like
yeah.
I guess for you too, like it's not like your last
Mhm.
name's like Smoove. Like it's not like y'all
My
get
dad's stage name. People don't even know his name is Brooks, Jerry. They be like, your last name is Smoove? I'm like, no,
what?
please. Are y'all serious? I'll be so confused why they think that. I'm like, huh? You
Ask
think
if
my
your
last name
last
is
name is
Smooth?
Smoove.
No, they be like, Jerrica Smooth? Huh? Really put your brain cells together. You know that ain't right.
I'm about to save your number in my phone as Jerrica Smoove. That's so funny.
Please.
Because you
With
can't
the
be kidding.
VE too, not even spelled like TH with the VE at the end. Really?
You think my black behind's last name is Smoove? Like, okay.
Use your brain cells, please.
People
Love
don't be thinking.
God.
People don't be thinking
I
at
got the
all.
most basic ass last name, Brooks. So like I'm like, it's just Brooks. Thank you.
It's so funny. I mean, but clearly it worked for you. And like, I feel like I would
Yeah.
have such a hard time playing a game of like authenticity in a show where I'm supposed to be like, kind of hidden or whatever. So I think you just did it
Right.
so beautifully. Did you like have to like prepare mentally? Like, what am I gonna do? Or did you just go in and let it flow?
Um, when I first started, I said, I'm gonna be the best liar. I said that in my head. Like I was like, I'm gonna lie. We good. I'm a liar. No, did not work.
Please.
That was like my only plan. I just because I also didn't know I knew what to expect, but it was only one season before me.
Right.
Right. So it was kind of like this could be a completely different game this season. So I didn't really have a complete plan.
Yeah.
Like I just was like, maybe I'll just say I'm related to John Sally because they always get my dad confused with John Sally. That'll make no sense to me because I see the resemblance in the face sometimes, but the height difference is crazy. My dad's only 6'2". I'm like, what? John Sally's like 7 foot.
Well,
Anyway.
people used to think my dad was Shaq. My dad is a full 6 foot. We'll give him 6'4", but he's
Hmm.
bald and he's black and he's dark. And so everyone Shaq, and he used to sign as Shaq. Like you gotta
Well,
have
my
fun
dad
with
be
it.
answering as John Sally sometimes. Sometimes he'd be like, yeah, that's me.
If you're gonna
That's
get asked
me.
dumb questions, you're gonna get dumb answers.
You might as well just play along. Like, yeah, that's me. Thank you. Hello, John Sally. So I originally went there and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be an athlete. I was like, I'm tall. I was like, tall. They might think I play basketball. Rip. Like, I'm like 5'9", 5'10" ish. So I'm like,
Right.
oh yeah, they're gonna automatically think I played ball or something. I'm from an athletic family, you know. So that worked for like 2 seconds. I don't even think anybody really played into that one. My personality was too big,
I'm
and I
so
tried to
right. They were
tone it
like,
down.
well, of
I tried
course.
to tone it down. I tried not to be funny, and they were like, "You're toning it down." I was like, "Yes."
You're like, this is 50% of me. So what
The
does that say
producers
about
were
you?
like, "You're turning it down." I was like, "Yes." They're like, "You're," but they're making really good jokes. I'm like, "I know," and I'm really trying to hold it in
So yeah, I'm
because I didn't
funny.
want anybody to think anything. I was like, "I don't want
Of
anybody to think I'm an
course. I
idiot."
mean, but it got you to the end. So,
You
okay,
did,
let's talk about you as a person before claim to
yeah.
fame, even though now this is like a part of your story, which is so beautiful. So, can you tell me
Mhm.
like what was it like? You grew up in New York, is that what you said before you came out to
Yes,
LA? So,
ma'am.
what was it
Yes,
like
ma'am.
growing up in New York, like trying to chart your own way, trying to find your own identity? Like, what did that look like to you?
Oh my goodness. I am a big New Yorker. Like, I love New York. I do live in LA now, but I be home like once a month. I love it
Wow.
there. It really did shape like who I am. Like I can see like the New Yorker come out of me a lot, a lot.
The why are you
And
staring type thing?
right, we're like, but I will say like New Yorkers are kind hearted. I might not be nice, but I'm very kind,
Oh,
and I
I
think that
love
goes a
that.
long way. But being kind goes a long way to me. Being nice is kind of surface level. Being kind is really in your heart.
That's
And
so
I think,
true.
I'm telling you, kindness comes from the heart. Nice is like surface level kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, just growing up in New York, it really shaped who I was. Like I enjoyed being outside, walking. You had like your own individuality in New York, but you also like looked around and you kind of got inspiration from other people. It just kind of made
Mm-hmm.
you. It definitely gave me a lot of grit. So that's the one like characteristic I say I like have is grit. Like one thing I'm gonna do is figure it out. And
Period.
I don't know if that's being from New York. I don't know what it is. But like we always had I feel like we always had a problem solved. When it was snowing, shout out
Yeah.
to Chicago. You worse than
For the
me.
one
God
time.
bless. God bless. I'm
Pray
sorry to
for
even complain
us.
about the snow. I'm sorry to complain about the snow in New York. But like with snowing, you still gotta go to school. You gotta figure it out. Get to the bus, the train. You gotta use your brain. So
Right.
it's like when I like being from New York, I feel like it prepared me for like kind of anything. Like if you can make it in New York, you can kind of make it anywhere. I went to
Yeah.
Paris. I don't speak French. Well, I was on the subway figuring it out by myself, and I was like, "This look like New York."
Hello, Kitty.
the, the guy at the Louvre Museum said to me, "You going to pretend you know where you're going?" I said, "100%." He said, "Where you from?" I said, "New York." He said, "Okay, never mind. You good. You go figure it out." But it just like we got that energy. Like people might think we're aggressive. Some people think we're mean, and I always be like, "We're not mean." I'm like, if you need help, you got a baby carriage, you go up the subway stairs, you dragging
They're
it
gonna
up,
help you
we're
up the
gonna pick it
stairs.
up. We
Period.
might not talk to you. We might not say nothing, but we're gonna do it. You get a flat tire. You need your help. You might get us cursing you out because why you get a flat tire, but we're gonna help you do it. So that's what I mean by kind heartedness. We're gonna do it. We might curse you out a little bit, but yeah. So it gave me like my grit, my
I
personality,
love it.
and it. I feel like if everybody got 10 jobs, also will say that
Real.
it just makes you like a really hard worker, and like you appreciate the hard work, and it's just fun living there.
I
I do
love
like
it.
LA though because I do have more of a routine here. I'll
Really?
be
I was gonna
crazy.
ask because they're so different. I was gonna ask like how the adjustment was.
I have more of a healthier routine. In New York, I'll be like, all right, up 6:30. I might go to the gym. I might get a piece of pizza, and that's the only meal I have all day because I'm running around the city,
Okay.
walking. Like that's the kind of stuff. And then you're like, okay, I'm going out, but like it's nonstop because there's always something to do in New York. So like it'll be Monday, you go to the bar, you be at the bar till 2 a.m. I gotta get up again, get up
Right.
work. So it was like, I'm like, okay, I think I'm slowing down, I'm tired. Like I
Right.
can't keep up
Literally.
anymore. I can't keep up. But I do like going home. But
Mm.
anytime I go home, I spend all my money. Number one. Number two, I'm tired. I can't wait to come back here. But yeah, it's
So
definitely a
you've
shift. I
adjusted.
like to be yeah. I'm still a New
Yeah.
Yorker though.
Yeah, you're at heart. I mean, that'll never leave you. Like
Oh
the way
no.
you were raised and like the grittiness and the scrappiness, like that's something you can take with you literally forever. Like, do
Oh
you feel
yes.
like okay, so when you were growing up, I know you mentioned like in high school, people didn't even know who your dad was. How did
Hmm.
you, because I assume while you were in high school, Was he like really like in his stride at that point? I feel like yes, right? So was that something where you had to kind of balance like what do I do? What was that timeline like?
So a lot of people know my dad, like a lot of Black people know him from like Def Comedy Jam. So my
Yep.
dad's been around almost kind of before I was even born. So
Right,
very
right,
a good amount of time. Like he
right.
started his career like before I was born, and then like it kind of like slow climbed for a little bit, and then he like shot up.
Right.
So when I was in, I want to say elementary school, he was in Pootie Tang.
Oh
And then
wow.
people will be like, "You know, Pootie," like it was that was starting. It was like he was like Black famous, like Black
Yep.
people loved him,
Yeah.
So it started there, and then like he was in Mr. Deeds, and then like like things. I mean, he was in Law and Order, like an episode of Law and Order. Like it,
Hmm.
people in the city knew who he was. Like New
Hmm.
York, he was very like big in New York. And then
Hmm.
I think when I got to high school, I think it was oh girl, I can't remember the year, but I think I want to say 2011 is when he got on, or 2009, when he got on Curb. We could fact check that later. Sorry, Daddy, I don't
I don't
remember.
care.
I was young, but I had to be like 16 maybe, so that was a little while
Hmm.
ago, and that's when he started to branch out into different like into like the white audience, the Black audience, like
Right.
anybody really was
Right.
loving him at that point. Because once Curb, people were it's like a cult fit. People love Curb Enthusiasm. So that really like his audience just like broadened after that. And he
Mm.
was doing his because he's always been a stand-up comedian.
Right.
So that was always like his bread and butter. Like he's always been a stand-up comedian
Mm.
as long as I've been alive, basically.
Right.
So it definitely was around that time he got high school, like he got bigger. But then that was
Yeah.
like when I was like, oh no, what is this like? But
Right.
everybody knew him. Like every school I went to, like he would show up, people recognized his face.
Mm.
But definitely high school is when I think he like really popped off. Because even he worked at SNL for 4 years as a writer.
So do you have siblings?
No, girl, just me.
So it was just you figuring everything out. Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, figuring
How did,
everything out. Who am I talking to?
I was gonna say, how did you like? How were you dealing with that?
Therapy. I was in therapy pretty young. Shout out to my therapist. She's
Shout
not
out
my
to
therapist no more. But when I was young, she was my therapist. I outgrew her. She was like, "You need to find a different
someone
one." I was
else.
like, "Girl, please don't believe me." But yeah, I went to therapy pretty young, and I think that's really what helped me. And my mom kept me busy, and I just like tried to keep humble. I did all the sports. I was like good in school, like so I just kept myself distracted. Or I was
Yeah.
in therapy, and I
Yeah.
had my friends to like make me feel normal. Like,
Right.
I just had regular friends who had dads as mailman or garbage man. Like, it was just normal. So being
Right.
around that kind of leveled me out.
Mm.
So yeah.
I love that. That's so beautiful. And I
Yeah.
love like I think the normal friends making you feel normal is like the biggest thing for me too. Like growing up,
Yeah.
I was in theater all the time. Don't know theater kid know what the Golden State Warriors are. And they would always like new friends, like once they would find out 3, 4 years later, they'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know who he is. I'm like, that was truly like the biggest blessing for me. I know you
I
don't
think
want anything from me. I know you're not checking for him. Like I know you just care about me as a person. Like it was the best thing
yes,
ever.
it is. It's great. I love people go, I don't know. I'm like, no problem. I won't even show you his face. Because sometimes if I show the face, they go, oh, I know him. I'm like,
Oh,
never mind. Never mind,
they hit
actually.
you with the oh, you're like, oh.
Ah, damn. I seen him before.
Okay, so let's talk about occupation and jobs. So I think I
Yeah.
heard that you help him like with his tour stuff and like what's your role?
Girl, that man got me working 5 jobs. God bless me.
Shout out to New York for the one time.
It's just normal. You're like, okay, so I do this, this. People go, oh, you do all that. I'm like, yeah, and it's normal, right? Most people are like, huh?
Right, literally. Okay, well, fill us in, hit us with the jobs.
Yeah, so I used to work at the United Talent Agency at first.
Oh,
I
nice.
worked there. Yeah, so that was fun. The little agency life, it's where everybody kind of gets started. And then
Yeah.
I left there and I worked for Sofia Vergara, and that's when I started doing like business development. So like working with the ads and like her branding and stuff. That was when I started that. And then pandemic happened. And I was like, dang, I don't think I want to do entertainment no more. I want to switch it up.
Wow.
In my head, I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't think it's too cutthroat sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Mm,
Like, mind you, being in New York, everything is kind of cutthroat. I was like, I don't think I want to do this as a career. I need a second.
Yeah.
I need to take a break. So like I was like glad the pandemic happened. I got like my thoughts together a little bit. And
Right.
then my dad needed help with one thing because he had his podcast out. It's like coming down to the pandemic. It was like getting towards the end. He's like,
Right.
man, I need help. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll help you with this one thing. And I started emailing the lady. That was the worst thing I could do. I just gave me the best thing because I get to hang out with him all the time. But
He sucked
I
you
started
in.
emailing and he was like, okay, so are you want to help me? I was like, what that look like? I was like, I don't know. I don't want us to hate each other. You know, I don't know, Daddy. I don't know.
Okay.
You know, I got nervous. I was like, I don't know, Daddy. I don't know. So then I started helping out with his podcast, going on tour, doing the social media, directing some brand shoots. I'm like, damn. But it's fun. It's fun. I get to see my dad in his true element, and then he gets to see me in my element too.
I feel like it's a good example of when work brings you closer and actually not apart, because it could easily go the other
Yeah.
way, you know?
Right. And he trusts me, which is really nice. And I thought he was going to question me a lot, but he actually does trust me a lot. And it makes me feel good. I'm like, he
That's
trusts his child to
beautiful.
lead him. I'm like, Daddy, you doing that wrong. But it's funny because people listen to me talk to him. They're like, so Dad, you working? I'm like,
Right, what's going
I
on?
know. But I can talk to him a certain way because he's my dad. So I'm like, Daddy, I don't like that outfit. Take that off. But like, if you really
Immediately.
working, they're not really hiring somebody. They're like, can't talk to me like that. You know what I mean? Like, so it's interesting because I talk to him like he's my dad, but also
Right.
like we work
Your
together.
boss,
So
question mark. That is so amazing. And I just love that y'all have that relationship and that you're able to do it in a healthy way. Especially, let's talk about it. I
yeah.
think specifically within the Black community, like the
Mm-hmm.
Black daughter, Black father relationship is something that like it can go either way. Speaking from personal
Right.
experience, like it can truly go
Same.
either way.
Mm-hmm.
And so to see it like in a healthy way where both of y'all can be in your own lanes, both of y'all can support each other, like that's the dream.
It's so nice. It's so nice.
I'm
Yeah.
so
And
happy for you.
it's been like interesting, like, you know, my dad was super active in my life, but it was like tough growing up because he did live here in LA, you know, but he made sure to come by a lot. But it's been nice like to learn him as an adult, you know,
Wow.
and so that's been like interesting, you know, because I'm like now it's not like a child and a parent.
Yeah.
I'm still his kid, you know what I mean? But like it's
But
not
you
like a child
grown.
and a parent dynamic. It's more like I'm an adult, you an adult, let's kick it. And I see him more as a person rather than just my dad, you know. So I'm like
Yes.
he's a human too,
Yeah.
you
Oh
know.
my gosh. Were you at
So
my
that's
therapy
good.
appointment this week? That's literally what we talked about. Like how I
See,
feel like the moment I knew I was growing up was when I saw my parents as humans and not as my parents. Like they're forever your
yes,
parents, but you know, as people first, flawed, trying their best, all the things. Like
right.
I was it almost like in a weird way, I kind of had to like grieve my child a little bit. I was just like, oh, like
Mm-hmm.
that filter, once that veil is off, you can't put it back
Oh
on, you know?
no,
Because it
yeah.
equalizes you, especially, you know, growing up Black, like I'm not one of your little friends, like I'm not one of the
Oh
like,
yes.
you know, you hear that all the time. And then once you're growing up, you're kind of like, wow, like you didn't know what was going on. Like you were just hoping it went well.
Yeah, I mean, like, even with my mom, I'm like, she's my best friend, my mama,
Mm.
and I tell you, she is just a big kid in a grown lady body. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? She called me for advice. I call her for advice. It's so funny. I'm like, girl, maybe you shouldn't do that. I be talking to her like she's my friend, but I love her. But I just realized even my dad, he's a big kid too. I'm like, they're just
Right.
kids in adults' bodies. So interesting.
It's so interesting. And it gives me
Yeah.
hope that I'll never have to actually be an adult. I can maybe look like one, but I'm gonna still be
Right.
me.
I
Like
love
what?
that part. I love that part. Because there's days I go, man, this adult shit is crazy. I gotta make sure, like, I gotta clean up. I gotta eat. I gotta take care of my body. I gotta make sure I keep relationships with my friends and my family. I'm
Huh.
like, dang, it's a lot.
It's
But I also get to be a big kid because I was at karaoke yesterday, headbanging to freaking Misery's Business, singing on the mic. Paramore, shout out to Paramore, love that band. And I'm like,
shout out to
yeah,
Haley.
suddenly, I'm like, you know, singing like, and that's like I'm turning 30. Like,
Literally.
but you just gotta, you know, we at an arcade having the best time.
Literally
Like,
that
and you
playfulness.
can still do that. You still need to have that playfulness. Yeah,
A
for sure.
1000%. I literally could not
And who
agree more.
cares? Yeah, you don't have to
Who
pretend.
cares?
Who cares? You don't gotta pretend to be grown.
Lit-
Everybody figuring out. That's the good part. You gotta also figure that no one really has it all together.
At all.
That's what
at
I've been learning.
all. And social
They might
media, I
look
mean, we
like
do
it.
a great job of hiding it, but like
Oh
it's
yeah.
such a humbling experience when you realize that you don't have to fake it. Like you don't know, and neither do they.
Oh,
That's okay.
I know. That's where I think I am right now in like posting my content because sometimes I'm like, I have to be perfect. But then
Right.
today I just posted like the most chaotic 24 seconds of me trying to put lashes on and dancing to Usher. And I was like, and I liked it. And I was like, I kind of like this. Because that's really like what I be doing in the bathroom. Like,
Right, right.
kind of like shows my real personality. Like, it don't got to be super staged or perfect, just kind of be yourself.
I completely
Really.
agree. I'm here for it. And I think it especially rings true with like how we grew up and our identities and all the things. Like I think
Yeah.
for me growing up, I just felt so much pressure to be a good athlete or to be like
Hmm.
honest. I just felt a burden of perfection, to be quite honest. I felt like people were like, "Oh, well, you have the
Right.
resources right there. Like just, go do it." And and it's still like not 100% gone. Like I think it's going to
Hmm.
be a daily battle, but like once I realized like I don't owe anybody that. I just owe myself the fact that I have
Right.
to show up and like give it my best and I don't have to pretend like I know what's going on. Cool.
Right.
Done. Yeah. I
Yeah.
completely agree. I feel like we could chop it up all day. I do want to though like
Yes.
hear something that I always like to do on Do I Know You is just give back, give advice to the people watching who might be feeling like overshadowed or eclipsed by someone else or maybe their job or whatever it is. Like
Hmm.
you are living your authentic truth. What advice would you give others to do the same?
Oh, well, it starts with self-love and self-acceptance, you
Mm.
know? So I think it took every day is a new day for me. Some days I feel like I step back, healing is not linear for me at all. So there's times where I'm like, dang, I feel like I'm 10 steps back. I
Yeah.
haven't accepted myself in full and I haven't been authentic today. But you gotta give yourself some grace. You
Yeah.
know, life is long and it's meant to be lived
Mhm.
also. So it's like you can't expect every day to be perfect. Just
Yeah.
try your best every day. Just show up for yourself. I think that and just express yourself and surround yourself with people who support you and love
Yep.
you and like have your back and just accept you for who you are. That also helps. So and just be
Mm.
genuine. It'll come to you. It's just not gonna
Yeah.
come every day. Every day is a new day. I'm telling you. In my 20s I felt like the worst. Every day I was like, what am I today? Am I ever gonna do anything good? I mean, like it's like you question yourself, but
Yeah.
it's also like life is long. Life is meant to be long, God willing,
Yeah.
and you know, just give yourself grace every day.
I
You
love
know,
that. I
that's
so
all.
love that so much. And I think the reason I think it resonates so much is because we have so much grace for everybody but
Yes.
ourselves.
Hello.
But
We
us.
are our hardest critics, man.
Literally.
Hardest. But there are
Literally.
some days I'm like, God, man, I'm just not getting anywhere. And I might mope around the couch. But also take those days. When you want to mope, just do
Mm.
it. Just sit. It's okay. Sit in it. Don't run away from it. You might hate the feeling and it sucks. You might have bad anxiety, but try to go towards it. Don't try to. I think
Mm.
that's where like anxiety and like depression really do sit in because we try to like, we have those thoughts and we try to like go the other way. But sometimes you just
Wow.
gotta like, gotta go
Sit in
head on
it.
to it. Yeah, sit in it. It's uncomfortable, but
Mm.
sit in it because it will go away. It's just a feeling. And then you also got to think: is it feeling or is it factual?
Oh,
Are they facts or are you just feeling weird today?
that's so
That's a big one.
you're really spitting right now. It's like you saw me crying this morning.
Oh, oh,
But no,
yeah. It's
I
just
mean,
one of
like
those
nothing
facts.
serious. It's exactly what you said. Like sometimes we just have to sit with the ickiness.
You
And then the
know.
next day, like I felt so much better 2 hours later. I went and got an ice cream cone and I literally felt like a new person.
Also, cry all the time because holding it in hurts. I'm a crier. I be
Me
sitting there
too.
doing makeup. I'm like, all right, cool. 20 minutes later, I'm good. Ain't never like nothing happened. I be cooking. Yep, but we good. I just let it out. I be crying over
Yes.
nothing sometimes. I realize that I might just be crying. So,
I
like, but
love
it be just like I need to do it. There
yes.
was a
I
moment
can
in the show where I cried because I was like, I am overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed.
mm,
I had to take a second. Boo-hooed. I was
yeah.
boo-hooed. I was like, I got to be by myself. Give me 2 minutes. And I was like, and I was ugly crying. And they were like, are you okay? I was like, I'm fine. I just need to cry.
Yeah.
I said, nothing
Yes.
else is going to make this better than me crying. And I just need to cry. And I
Right.
cried myself to sleep. And I woke up and I was fine.
I love that. So, moral of the story, y'all. Turn this off and go cry. But you're gonna feel so much
Yes.
better after.
Yes, I promise.
Jerrica, you're the best. Thank you so
Thank
much for your realness and
Oh,
your authenticity. I told you you're my girl
thank
for life,
you.
so I can't wait to hang out and celebrate our month. Our month is coming up, y'all. By the time this comes out, we will be living in our October fullness. So if we're annoying,
Yes.
it's not our business. It's not our
With my
business.
twin, we be vibing,
We
right?
be
Is that go?
vibing. No, but literally,
Yes.
I'm so happy you came on. Thank you so much, and we are rooting for you.
I'm rooting for you too, girl.
Thank
This
you,
was
girl.
fun. You're so sweet. I had a good time.
Period. All right, we'll see y'all later. Mwah. Yay! I'm so happy y'all got to meet Jerrica. Isn't she the best? Like, the best energy. So dope, so raw, so cool. I feel really honored that she came on the show. I mean, that's two claim to fame people we've had, but I don't even associate with them with the show, really. I feel like they're just so individual and so unique. Like, also, they were the top two. I mean, it's giving black excellence. I literally cannot say it enough. But I really love Jerrica. I already told her she's my older sister now, so there's no escaping, unfortunately, for her. But thank you, Jerrica, for coming on. I think she offered a really good perspective about how where we grow up is like such a contributing factor to who we are as people, right? I think that's a conversation we haven't had so much on Do I Know You yet. So her being in LA from New York, I mean, you could literally not get more different, but the way she's making it all work for her is beautiful and it's inspiring. And I'm just so happy with all her success. And y'all keep an eye out for her. We will link her socials and everything so you can go support and go follow her. Y'all, she's doing so much. Like, I wish the cameras could have been rolling for 3 hours because she was telling me about like her podcast and all the work she's doing in entertainment. Like, oh, I wish we got to talk about all of it, but I don't know. Maybe she'll have to come back for part 2. It was just really so amazing having her on. So thank you, Jerrica. Thank you, all of you. I hope you all learned something. I hope you feel inspired. I hope that if you're feeling icky, that you lean into the ickiness of it all, like Jerrica said. And that if you're feeling great, lean into that too, because we have to lean into all the emotions, or you end up crying like me this morning. So that's neither here nor there because I feel so much better now. With that, I hope y'all have a great rest of your week. I love you dearly. Make sure you comment your favorite part. Make sure you answer the question of the episode. I love when y'all DM me your response to the question of the episode. I'm like, y'all also could comment it, but I love the DMs too. So keep it going. I love you all so much. I hope you have beautiful days. Cheers to you. Mwah. It's not our
With my
business.
twin, we be vibing,
We
right?
be
Is that go?
vibing.